So in this video, we would like to introduce the new features of the paper 3 of the applications and interpretation higher level in mathematics. So the questions in the paper 3 are structured questions, but we would like to point out that the structured questions in the paper 3 would be slightly longer than those structured questions in the paper 2. And for the paper 3 exam, the time allowed would be 60 minutes, that would be an hour, and the full mark of the paper would be 55 marks. Usually, there are 2 questions in a paper 3 exam, and then the mark range of each question would be from 25 to 30 marks. And for the paper 3 exam, it will consist of 20% of the total mark of the IBDP mathematics. And for the following, we would like to suggest some of the popular types of the questions in the paper 3. Say, for example, in a particular question, we are required to state a conclusion or a reason or an assumption of a particular test, for example. Take this question as an example. After the hypothesis test, we need to state the conclusion of the corresponding test, and also we need to provide the reason of this conclusion. This is another example: state an assumption before we perform another hypothesis test. Sometimes maybe we are required to write down maybe the value or the formula of a particular quantity. For example, in question part A1, we are required to write down the values of A, B, and C, where these 3 are the coefficients of the regression equation. Sometimes we are required to find the value or the formula of a particular quantity. And the main difference between find and write down, that is, usually for finding, we are expected to show some workings. So by using this example from the graph theory, we are expected to use the Chinese postman algorithm to find a possible root of minimum time needed. Usually, we are expected to perform hypothesis testings. So take this question as an example. We are suggested to perform a paired t-test at a certain significance level to determine whether there exists a significant difference between each paired data in each year. Sometimes we have to determine whether a statement is true or not, and then we may have to explain our choice with a reason. Take this question as an example. We are going to determine whether an Eulerian circuit exists in a particular graph. And after we state whether it exists or not, we have to explain our answer. Sometimes we are also needed to comment on the validity of an argument or a particular statement. Take question A3 to be an example. We are expected to comment on the validity of a particular regression estimation. Say, for example, we can comment that this estimation is invalid if the estimation is extrapolation. So we hope that this video can make you to have a better understanding on the formats and the styles of the AI higher level paper 3 questions.